What is happening, friends? Mike here, and I am joined by the one and only Daniel, a.k.a. Natian. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. It's 2 in 1 day. It's a good day.
Yeah.
Good E3.
Happy E3, everyone. Happy Gamers Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, this is going to be a short but sweet stream. Capcom, I don't know why, is still has not... I mean, it's 5:30 right now, and it's showing live.
They're a wee bit slow today,
Is it
looks like.
Is it not? Is it? It's not just me, right?
Nope. Not just you.
I'm like freaking out over here because I haven't done this yet. So yeah, full disclaimer: if this thing turns into a shit show, it's my fault. So yeah, we are gearing up to watch the Capcom event, and I think we already got a list of what they're going to show, right? And it's here we go.
Yeah. You're a second or two ahead of me.
Yeah, that's weird. It hasn't even shown on my end.
Yeah, nor on mine. It's weird.
Okay, well, let's try something else.
Oh, man. All right, it's going for
Welcome
me
to the
finally.
Capcom E3 Showcase. I'm your host, Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer, and I'll be your guide
Man,
as we
that's
walk
loud.
through the latest releases, news, and
Is it loud on
updates from
ours?
Capcom. We'll
I
hear
don't
from the
think so. I
Resident
think it's
Evil
mainly
Village
just
team, share some news
on
from
the
the world
laptop.
of Monster Hunter, and get the latest
There we
on
go.
Ace Attorney. Then we'll wrap up with some updates from our friends at Capcom Fighters. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Our first stop today, Resident Evil Village. The Resident Evil franchise continues to pioneer the latest and greatest in survival horror. The team has been blown away by the response to Resident Evil Village, which launched last month. It brought the world another chapter in this decades-long story
it's
as the
pretty
franchise
light.
celebrates its 25th anniversary this year.
Pretty
I'm
late day.
honored to be able to introduce Tsuyoshi
I
Kondo,
just beat
producer
this.
on Resident Evil
Did you?
Village,
Last
with a
Tuesday,
special message for
and
the
I still need to
fans.
get through 7.
Another time.
It was good. It was like a 7-hour fucking stream.
Where's Rose?
Because someone in the chat told me that I had a half hour when I had...
Yeah, 4 hours left.
Yeah.
Remember that.
I think it's time you left
what-
things
what
in
are
my
they doing?
hands.
And
DLC, I assume.
man, now that if you haven't beaten 7, I hope you don't get anything spoiled thinking about it
Man.
now.
So having played through 6, I'm pretty convinced that the stories jumped the shark enough that I'm not gonna care that much.
I wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone who
The ending
joined
to this
since
blew
we
my
launched the
mind.
game in
I'm just
May.
going to
Really?
say.
We hope you're enjoying this.
Well, that's why I
encounter
want to
in
get through
survival
7,
horror.
because everybody
As a
that I've talked to
reminder,
that because
everyone
I'm
who
an
purchases
OG
Resident Evil
RE
Village
fan,
will gain free
they all
access
said
to
that
our online multiplayer
8
title,
was a
Resident
much better
Evil
game.
RE-verse,
Like in
where
terms
players
of
go head-to-head
being
with
an
their
old school
favorite Resident Evil heroes and
Resident Evil
bioweapons.
4-esque
I'm
type
now
one.
happy to announce that Resident Evil
Yeah.
RE-verse will go live next month across all supported platforms. So head into the fray to celebrate the Resident Evil 25th anniversary.
I need to get admin rights on the YouTube.
Thank you, Kondo-san, for that wonderful update.
Why-
Next up, some long-awaited news
What?
from the world of Monster
What?
Hunter. Whether it's
What?
adventuring alongside monsters or battling
What?
them with friends,
Additional
we've got
DLC?
something for you.
They just
First, let's
announced
dive into
DLC
the
and that's
brand new
it? That's
story-based
all
RPG
for Resident Evil
Yeah.
8?
series,
I'm
Monster
telling you, man,
Hunter
this is going to
Stories
be a
2,
really
Wings
light,
of Ruin.
weird conference.
Why even have this? You could have just
Yeah.
thrown a tweet out for that.
They could have just thrown their stuff in with Xboxes, you know.
That would have been a total waste of time in any major conference. Like, just...
Yeah, I'm just talking about this whole thing. I think we're going to come away from this
was
entire
his fate.
conference and
Just think, what?
yeah.
What?
Red may have been
And that
strong
sucks, because
and
Resident Evil
skilled,
8 was the
but
like
against
the
the
thing I was
awesome
looking
power
forward
of
to
nature,
most. Like, what do you mean you just started DLC? What?
he never stood a chance.
Yo, dog, I heard you.
All
So
around
Resident
things
Evil
just
8.
kept getting worse.
Here's a quick
But I
screenshot.
heard
Yeah!
Guardian Raza
Like,
had survived and returned.
talk
to
about a
Halo's
bait and
island.
switch.
Mm-hmm.
I went there to see
Okay, what is this?
This is Monster Hunter Rise 2, Switch.
Wait, didn't they just come out with Monster Hunter Rise?
That's
Isn't that what just came out like a couple months ago, with running on the RE engine?
Red's kinship stone.
I thought
and
so.
now a Rathalos egg. This is destiny.
I'm still waiting for the Switch Pro to come out because
Yes.
Catherine totally stole mine.
Legendary
Playing Animal Crossing. It was my one of my birthday presents, and I think I've gotten maybe 30, 40 hours of total gameplay over 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because the
keeps on
moment
taking
Animal
it.
Crossing came out, man, it was over.
Oh, okay, yeah. No need to say more. That makes sense.
Because I do want to play this, I just haven't, like I said, haven't been able to.
Wait, is this like a turn-based RPG?
Do I?
This is a turn-based RPG, it looks like.
No, it's just a more story-focused Monster Hunter.
Forming kinship with monsters.
Or oh no, it is now.
How do you control
Weird.
them?
So Rise wasn't. Rise was like
Rise was like a traditional, I thought.
yeah, yeah.
And the bonds between monsters
One, it's weird that I'm so far ahead of you. I don't know why.
Yeah. I'm
I
probably
can
good
pause
30,
it.
40 seconds.
I don't have a feeling we're going to be missing much. No.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Pits appearing.
But
And who are those people who want to
Because I'm looking at our stream right now versus what I'm watching. And yeah, it's like 30 or 40 seconds behind. And I'm on the YouTube channel for
He
Capcom.
needs to know that you will protect
Weird.
him no matter what.
I can sense the flames of his life force
that's what I
weakening.
meant to.
The burden of such great power is too much for his body to bear.
Fucking Jesse.
What did Jesse say?
He's like Sony money-headed. All their new things they would have announced, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably.
riders can bond
Gotta
with
pad that
monsters.
empty release schedule.
Surely you can groove with
You have to have a
fellow
show
humans.
first.
That too.
They have the
That
power
too,
of
man.
kinship.
I think we'll see their thing
They're
late
monsters.
July.
Carry the strength
Yeah, I
of
think so, too.
everyone they meet. That's
Hey,
why they're strong.
Evil Cat Lord,
My friends here taught me
how you
that.
doing? Thanks for
I
thanks for
believe in
watching
the
this
strength
brief
of
stream.
humanity.
Thanks for taking a break with us.
They're monsties. Oh man.
Oh wait, stories. I don't even remember there being a Monster Hunter Stories 1. Was that
can't-
like on the DS or something?
I can't remember. They've started. No, I think that's on the Switch. I think they've just started realizing that once World came out and it actually became successful, then they're like, all right, we got to milk this.
Yeah, that people were. And that's crazy too, where like people were questioning whether or not it was going to do well not being on mobile, like on
Yeah.
something mobile.
Yeah. I mean, World is. I mean, having, like I told you guys earlier, having been somebody who's been playing it since the PSP days, it's arguably the best Monster Hunter. Definitely the most approachable for sure.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of other people. I've always wanted to try it. Like I was always intrigued with it ever since the first games on the PS2.
Looks pretty epic,
Yeah.
right? And how about
Yeah,
that
World
announcement?
is another one of those
The
games that
canine
Catherine and I
companion
have like
Palamute from Monster
190
Hunter
hours in.
Rise will be joining Monster
That's
Hunter
weird.
Stories
There's like
2
this
as
weird
one of the new monsties in the first free title
delay
update coming
with
soon after the
the
game's
video
release.
now. I don't remember
You
this
can get
happening
an early
before.
peek at the game with the Monster Hunter Stories 2
It's very
Rings
odd.
of Ruin trial version starting on June 25th.
I'm gonna try
which also
something
carries
that
your
I probably
progress over
shouldn't
to the
do.
full
I'm just
game
gonna
release just a few weeks
pause.
later on July 9th. That's not the only way
That
to
did not
join the
work.
hunt. Millions of you
Okay.
made Monster Hunter Rise a huge success.
I mean, I
earlier
remember
this year.
people complaining
We have
about
even more content coming,
offset
including a new collaboration
audio
on the
yesterday.
Rise.
I'm wondering
Let's
if
find
this
out
is
more.
something related.
Oh, really?
I mean, I have this set for low latency.
Evil Cat Lord. Are Microsoft the only ones putting any effort into this E3?
It would seem so, honestly.
Yeah. And you know, not to go too much off topic really quick, but if that was their 2021, just to wait for 2022.
Rathalos is no runt.
Moon's blessing.
Well, who? Capcom?
Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
I have a good feeling feeling.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like just the amount of studios, just the, people only think of 23 studios, but with almost double that in the number of teams, it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, I can't. And that's the thing. Like as well as things have been received this year, next year I think is going to be. And the crazy thing is the timing of that should work out pretty well when consoles are going to be readily available next year, unlike this year.
Yep. And hopefully the world will be semi back to normal.
Yeah. The COVID impact will be. It's still going to be an impact. Like, crazy enough. Black leather pants, really? That's. But like, it's going to be less of an impact, or the teams are going to recover a bit more.
Yeah, things will start getting back to the normal swing of things. Now I'm on the leather pants. Weird.
Oh wow. I don't know why.
Man, this
I
is
even
weird.
paused it to try to.
Yeah, I think the YouTube channel is just mine for some reason. It's just so far behind.
There has
It's not a
never
big
been
deal.
a better time to be a Monster Hunter fan. With all the new updates to Monster Hunter Rise and the launch of Monster
And it's
Hunter
weird because
Stories
like
2
the
this
video
summer.
for me
We
is
can't wait
ahead
to hear about
of
your
the
own
audio.
stories of adventure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I tried to pause it and
Thing
resync
Capcom
it.
has in store for us this July. Fans of
like-
Phoenix Wright will have new chapters
And
to explore.
I wonder
with
if
the
it has something to
release
do
of
with the
Great
fact that
Ace
it
Attorney
just started
Chronicles.
so early.
North American and
my
European
end.
future attorneys
Yeah.
will finally be able to get their hands on the Great Ace Attorney.
We'll blame
Adventure
Capcom. This is all
and the
Capcom's fault.
Great
Yeah,
Ace
this is
Attorney
definitely
2
I didn't see
which were
any of
previously
this
only
yesterday
available in Japan.
or this morning when we
You'll
did our
travel back in time
multiplayer
to the
reveal.
late
So
19th century Japan and London to play as Ryunosuke Naruto.
Hey, if you guys are joining
Phoenix
us,
Wright's ancestor in this
welcome.
action-packed prequel.
Sorry about the
Now,
offset
let's hear more
audio.
about the
I don't.
story.
I've tried to fix it. I can't. I think it's something to do with the stream. I could try to switch it, but with us being halfway through this already, that seems like I risk breaking things
to the center of
for
the
the
world.
remainder of the 15 minutes.
Mighty capital, London.
This country is
this is such a light.
Yeah, I mean, I do like what they've been showing. Like
Yeah.
this Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Is this one even coming to Xbox, or is this Switch only?
Are the other ones on Xbox?
They released the original trilogy.
We must
Yeah,
solve
they put
this
those
case,
out
Manhodo-san.
on Xbox a year or two ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
But obviously they were super late, so they probably didn't do well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they've already decided not to do the same thing for this one.
And that's the thing. Like, sometimes these companies put a game on a platform super late and
Way
it doesn't
too-
do well.
Exactly, and then they take it's a false correlation. They take the wrong lesson from that, and that Square is infamous for that, right? Let's put out Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 2 years after the other platforms, and then if they don't sell well, we'll say, look, see, people don't buy them. When in reality, so many people have multiple consoles now that they'll just buy it on the first console that's available.
Yeah. And I guess, like, with the earlier games, it seemed like it made more sense as a mobile, because these were originally on, what, the DS or something?
Game Boy Advance. I had...
Wait, these
had
were
the
on the
original-
Game Boy Advance? Oh,
The original,
yeah, I
original
saw that there was
Ace
Steam
Attorney.
and PS4, but no.
Escapades, where you can take on
That
the
was
role of a defense attorney.
Quick.
Now, we all want to see some gameplay, right?
Weird. So it's not even on Switch?
Closer first look at two
I
gameplay
Oh, no, it
features
is. Yeah,
new to
okay.
the
It's
franchise
PS4,
in the
Switch,
Great
and
Ace
Steam.
Attorney Chronicles.
Okay.
Dance of deduction.
And it's weird because it seems like the game audio is in
examination.
sync, but these...
Yeah. I'm having the same experience on my headphones with the YouTube channel I'm watching.
So this is the
Wait.
capital of Great Britain.
Where to?
What's going on? Is this showing the same thing again?
If you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, they're doing a deep
Capcom's
dive.
thrilled to present
quote-unquote.
2 new gameplay features.
Oh, wait, what the...
and summation examination
This reminds me
coming
so
to
much
Ace
of
Attorney series.
like the way they're doing the cinematics and everything now. It reminds me a lot of Professor Layton, if you remember those
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well
Didn't
Because
play
the
it.
gameplay is all puzzle based, and this one it's text / puzzle based. But they're just trying to give it more of a flair now, I guess.
And the brilliance of deduction from
Man.
Detective Herlock.
I'm not gonna lie. I hope we get more from Namco tomorrow.
Yeah.
Joan, no, I will call you later.
To present his logic and
I
reasoning
do-
spectacular. A grandiose yet flawed
I do,
series of conjectures.
Sympathize that, you know, like we were just talking about, there are a lot of teams that are still drastically affected by COVID. So that's one thing I always try to keep in mind.
Yeah.
I think Xbox setting the bar so high, and taking my own personal biases out of that, like it was, you know, objectively a great show. It hit all the complaints, or it hit all the points that people complained about last year. Had a ton of content.
Yep.
Very light on, you know, talking suits, all that kind of stuff. So when you see something like this the day after, I think it kind of, because it doesn't meet that bar, you're a little bit disappointed. But
and that's the thing. I mean, you look at, I didn't watch Gearbox's thing, but I've heard nothing but bad about it. It was basically Randy Pitchford just
ranting.
Yeah, self-promoting the Borderlands movie.
Yeah.
And I saw Jesse and Ursul's stream of
flaws in Herlock's deductions.
what was yesterday? Or no, 2 days ago. What was Saturday?
At this point,
Well, there was Devolver. There was
Devolver was great.
Yeah.
Devolver was like the only thing that measured up to Xbox, in my opinion. Just because I love the way that they just mock and make fun of this industry in a way.
As players present new evidence and observations, Herlock will amend his
Hey,
deductions
Zuckerbrot.
based on the new information.
Welcome to the most exciting stream of 2021, E3 2021.
that brings them to the
Like,
conclusion of the dance of deduction.
and they're spending a long time. I see, and I feel bad because I'm not really paying attention to this.
Question was, is it better than Gearbox? Well, I think
yes.
That's a very low bar, so yes, but
Yeah.
it's
There's no Randy Pitchford here, so that by default makes it better.
Yeah. Tavish is in the chat. Good to see him.
Yeah, Tavish, hi.
Oh, that was sweet.
Oh, what did you miss, Ursul?
Nothing.
Nothing. You literally missed like a text message of an announcement of they're starting on DLC for Resident Evil 8. Literally, it might as well have been a tweet. And then Monster Hunter Stories 2, which look good. And now they are giving us a very extended look at
Ace Attorney.
Ace Attorney.
This is not a game that a deep dive does any service to.
No. This is something that you put on YouTube and
players will
let
attempt to
fans
convince
watch.
6 jurors of the innocence of their client.
Ursul
Their
just
process
said
will be
the
displayed
stream
and
audio.
represented
Thank
two
you.
scales of justice. One black,
The chat
representing
for
a
this
guilty
is
verdict,
hilarious in
one
the
white,
Capcom
representing a
stream.
not
There's
guilty
a lot of people echoing our sentiments.
Summation,
So.
examination. Take the stand to face off against the jurors.
Let me know if it's
All
better,
will
Ursul.
provide
I appreciate
explanations as to why
the
they've
heads up.
reached
Yeah,
their
anyone,
guilty
if there's anything wrong with the stream, let us know. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about my face, so you're just gonna have to deal with that.
You'll have to identify conflicting statements and sway the jury in your favor.
Like, they are
Examine
still
each
going on.
statement
Like,
carefully
okay,
and
so
select 2 contradicting jurors.
So how about E3 so far? Like, I really wanted to stream this. I stubbornly wanted to stream this just because I wanted to.
You wanted to hope.
I wanted to hope. Well, I mean, Resident Evil 8 was the major, and then
Ready
same
to
thing
provide
with. I
evidence
didn't
for
realize
court
that they were
records
just
to
going
help
to do
prove
Monster
the
Hunter
contradiction in
Stories.
their
I thought.
claims.
I was actually hoping that we'd see like Monster Hunter
When you
Rise
successfully
port
point out
announcement
one of these
for
contradictions
PS,
among the jurors,
PlayStation,
it
and
might
Xbox.
just change their minds too.
Yeah.
With a slam of their fist, each juror
But-
you persuade will send a fiery ball towards the scales above and
Plus,
literally tip the scales of justice in your
I just
favor.
want us to be included as much as E3 as
Bring
possible.
each contradiction to light and persuade the jury to help prove your client's
I mean, heck,
innocence.
if I would have even streamed the
Objection! My lord, with all due respect,
wait,
this is an
we
outrage.
did stream.
This is
Yeah,
just
the guys
a
did stream.
small
Didn't
taste of the
they
exciting
stream
new gameplay features
Square Enix?
in the Great Ace Attorney
Which one?
Chronicles.
Square
We are
Enix?
very
No,
excited to get this
no, we
game
didn't
in
stream
the
it.
hands of both new
We just
fans
watched it right
and
afterwards, but it was so
diehard
close
fans
to the podcast that.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, that's right.
But
It already seems
had there
like
been
I
more
have a
time,
bunch of games to
I would
catch
have
up
streamed
on.
that one, even
There's
though
some exciting new
that was
adventures
definitely
and
better
titles
than this
to look
one.
forward to. Well,
Yeah.
that's a look at the new premieres from Capcom, but what about esports? Let's close out today's showcase with a
Esports.
few words
Man, that
from
was
two of the
painful.
stars of Capcom Fighters, Rob TV and Vicious. They'll tell us what's been going on with Capcom Esports,
A bunch of
including
games,
updates on
3
the Capcom
games.
Pro Tour, Intel
Again,
World Open,
I thought they were going to
Street
show
Fighter
at least
League,
5 or
and all the
something.
other
They've
content
only
on
showed
Capcom
4.
Fighters.
I was
Over to you
hoping they'd
guys.
show something new because I don't think any of these so far are new announcements. They're all games that have been announced thus far.
I knew the chance, Jesse, but I still want to be included in E3. It's still a good thing for the site to be included in E3. Like every other.
I like how everybody's like, we don't want to be on there, and they're still in the chat.
Yeah, you sons of bitches, get out of here. Like you know what?
Agreed, Jesse. Agreed. It has been bad outside of Xbox.
I still
Capcom E3, it just feels right, and you
that's
feel
weird.
the
You got that
electricity
before I
in the
did.
air.
That just popped up. I don't know. I think that's extreme. E3's been decent.
Yeah, I was
It's
saying
been
that's
okay.
kind of why I mentioned the point about COVID. Like, we're lucky that we're still even getting an E3, given
Yeah.
everything that's been going on. But I think had Xbox had a weak show, then we could have said across the board, everybody, look, it's COVID, right? That's kind of
They
what
tried.
to expect. Yeah, but then they set the bar so high because they kind of blew pretty much. I mean, I ran a poll on our forum, and I think there was only 2% ultimately that said it failed to meet expectations. Everybody else, majority was exceeded the expectations, and beyond that, it was well met. So I mean,
Yeah, I voted
reception's
it
been
met
great.
my expectations.
Yeah. I think I did too. I think I would have been happier with an acquisition or two, but Phil did say he didn't want to do those at conferences anyway, so
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it. But
And I even talked.
it was sweet.
I was playing.
And we check out all of the top
And Devolver Digital was great. You shut your mouth, Jesse. You cynical bastard.
We have 32 events
Everything
going
else
on
is
in the
trash.
Capcom Pro Tour.
Yeah,
spanning across
like,
19
it's
different
just-
territories.
he's
So there's
such
so
a
many opportunities for
negative
players from
Nancy
around the
sometimes.
world to get that ticket into Capcom.
No, I had a
It's
conversation with
absolutely
Nick because
exciting
we were
because, again,
playing.
that was a big change from what 2020 was into what we could
What the
expect
fuck does he
for
play all the
2021.
time?
Rocket League.
Rocket League, yeah. And I even told them then about. I was like, I'm surprised that they. I'd be surprised if they did. Hey, Billy. I'd be surprised if they did a acquisition because like this would be the. You would think that they would be building expectations, right? Like where every E3 show they would do an acquisition, and then when they don't do it, people would be disappointed.
Right.
And I don't know if that's why they didn't do it, or maybe there's also the showing Thursday, so there's still time.
And here's the thing too, and this is what I keep reminding people on the acquisitions thread is that Bethesda was a megaton. It still is a megaton.
Yeah.
And if they're willing to do that in a blog post, outside of an E3, outside of an XO, outside of a Game Awards, outside of any conference, then they are willing to do any announcement of an acquisition at any point outside of those events. So
Yeah.
and I think that's a good thing because like Clobrill brought it up that Phil had said multiple times over the past year or two that, and this was before Matt Booty and Satya basically, explicitly said that yes, acquisitions will continue, especially to bolster Game Pass, and then it will continue even beyond that to linearly with Game Pass, right? So, like, even before that, Phil did say that he didn't want to bring out studio cards on an E3 conference like it was a trading card game, right? So he wanted to focus on the games and the people who make those games. So I can respect that. So anybody disappointed that they didn't, and taking some sort of sign that they're not acquiring or they're not in the process of acquiring studios, that's the wrong take the wrong lesson to take from that.
Yeah, and I mean, acquisition stuff is it's interesting and sometimes exciting when you think about the possibilities, but like the excitement should not be relying on that alone. Yeah, especially when so you announce an acquisition, okay, that's like an announcement or a surprise, but then that conversation matters for a week or whatever. That exclusively that conversation, and then after that, like you just have to see what they pump out, see what the results of that investment is. And
I think.
hey, Jay.
What up, Jay?
Yeah, their new nickname for me is Mike Maru.
That's funny. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that the reason it's a discussion that excites a lot of Xbox players is because
thanks, guys. It's been a really exciting season
mutually
so far,
beneficial
and I can't wait to
to
see how this
every
plays
party
out on the road
involved,
to
whether you're talking
Capcom
about
Cup.
Xbox
Remember to check out
as a
Capcom
company,
Fighters Twitch
whether
and
you're talking
YouTube
about the
channels for more
developers who then
information and
have
to watch
the
the latest
resources
matches.
that
So that's a wrap
they
for
can leverage
Capcom
with
at E3
Xbox,
this year.
or whether you're talking
Let's
about
recap
gamers
what
who
we
then
all saw.
automatically means
Resident
that
Evil
all those
Village
games
is
get
back
put into
with the
Game
latest
Pass. Like, it is a
installment of the
win-win for
survival
everybody.
horror experience
Money
and
hats
RE
and
Verse as
even
part of the franchise's
timed
25th
exclusives don't
anniversary.
necessarily
We
translate
have
to
new
that. So
adventures to embark
I think
on
that's
in the
why it's
world
so
of
exciting.
Monster
But
Hunter,
yeah, it's not
with
something
Monster Hunter
that
Stories 2, Wings
should be
of
the
Ruin,
primary discussion.
and Monster Hunter Rise.
Yeah.
And don't
The
forget
benefits
to go back
and
in
everything,
time with
especially
the great Ace Attorney
when you look at
Chronicles
like
to
smaller
tap into
studios,
the
like what they've
family
done
history of
with
Phoenix Wright
Obsidian
and
and
solve new
Exile.
cases. Finally, don't miss
Double
out on
Fine.
esports
Yeah,
fun.
Double Fine.
Make sure
I
you
mean, look
catch
at
the
just
latest
look at
matches
the
with
jump
Capcom Fighters.
from
There really
2
is
years
something
ago
for
when we
everyone
last
here
saw
today. So don't go
Psychonauts
anywhere
2.
yet.
Psychonauts. Or
Join
did they
the
show it last
conversation
year?
on Twitter and make sure
I think
you
they
check
briefly
out the
showed a
Capcom
little bit of
virtual booth
gameplay.
on
Not,
the
I don't know
E3
if it was. I
portal
can't remember
to
if it was
watch
that
Was
all
it
these
last year or
videos
2 years
again
ago that they
and
had the
more.
Jack Black?
I'm Rachel Querico,
That was
aka
last year.
Seltzer.
That was last year?
Thank you for being
So,
part
yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
Capcom
it still looks
experience at E3
amazing.
this year.
Yeah. Oh, it looks beautiful, and it's
So yeah, I agree. Who greenlit this? Like this, I don't know. I mean, I try to be positive. I try to be, I don't know, enthusiastic. But this was kind of just like a talk over stream.
that was bad.
Yeah, it wasn't great at all.
I mean,
I wonder if that's why they started somewhat late, because they knew what they had.
yeah. I mean, E3 is about showing what's new, showing what you have to look forward to. I mean, I don't know. Just again, I'm trying to keep it in perspective with the impact of COVID. But
What Ursula said, that wasn't worth the effort in making the background.
but man, this was rough.
Yeah, I mean, again, and thanks Daniel for trudging this with me. I honestly, I wasn't expecting much, and actually, it was worse than I was expecting. But
Yeah.
we can't predict E3, but I definitely want to be part of it.
Yep.
Rehash didn't even.
Oh man.
So yeah, this was a show.
It was a thing.
It was a thing. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm kind of curious to what the hell they have to show at E3 Expo Portal, because what if you have anything in your virtual booth, like why didn't you show it? Why, Capcom? Why?
Yeah. I would have still preferred, like, this is one of those moments that I think having CG trailer announcements would have been absolutely fine.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
if it came down to this
or,
or having CG trailers, yes.
Yeah,
CG up all the way. And especially
Yeah.
if they're like good announcements and
yeah.
And especially with the expectations, or the people were like, are we going to see Resident Evil 4 remaster here and stuff like that?
Yeah, like the Resi 4 remake. I mean, that's been, pretty much the worst industry secret for what, 2 years now? 3 years?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was bad.
And I gotta say, as a old school and still current Dreamcast fan, I feel neglected that there isn't even a whisper of Code Veronica remaster.
Oh yeah,
like that. Having that in the same vein as what we saw with RE3 and 2,
yeah,
would be absolutely amazing.
Agreed. I kind of wish they would remake that before they would do 4, because 4
completely.
Like, I started playing 4 with my wife because she and I finally convinced her to watch me play horror games, and Resi 4 is like the Resident Evil remake is my ultimate favorite. Resident Evil 4 is right behind it, and we just finished Evil Within, the first one, so we started Resi 4 because she'd never seen it before, because I was like, everything that you loved from Mikami-san in Evil Within came from Resi 4, because that was his last,
Yeah.
Resident Evil that he made, because he left Capcom after that. And a famous story about the Capcom 5 and the GameCube and him wanting to
Yep.
cut off his head because he said it would never come to PS2, and then they did, and they had to dumb it down. And anyway,
Yep.
But yeah, but Resident Evil 4 still holds up pretty well. Anything before that, like Code Veronica, still had the static camera. The first one, 3D backgrounds, I remember, but it could greatly benefit from a full remake like those other two did.
Yeah, and I wonder how much it has to do with that. I think Resident Evil 4 is longer, but for an old school Resident Evil design, Code Veronica is by far the largest or longest one.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's a factor, along with just it being Code Veronica and not a numbered entry. Like if it was a numbered entry, if it was 3 like it was supposed to be, like it really is, then I wonder if that would have been given more priority. But hopefully, I mean, they're going to run out of Resident Evil games to remaster eventually. So hopefully when that happens, like, okay, fine, we'll do Code Veronica, and I can die happy.
I mean, I still think about, you remember the beginning of Code Veronica, and you're Claire, you're waking up in the jail cell, and you come out, and you come out to the graveyard. Like, just imagine the ambiance of doing that in the new Resi engine. Like, God, it would just be wonderful.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I've always thought. Like the potential of a Code Veronica remaster with and the same attention to detail as like RE2 and 3. I couldn't agree more. And I completely agree with you, Suckerbird, where with the Japanese companies being hit hard by COVID. That's, I mean, still it's bad over there, unfortunately, and we're seeing the results at this year's E3, and it's almost like they feel pressured. I would say Capcom actually did, or not Capcom, Square did much better than Capcom here.
Yeah. And I think that's the other thing too, is like, had Square also had an equal show as Capcom, then we could absolutely say and attribute to COVID. But it's when you've got somebody, a group of developers in the same area doing something a little bit more, it does make you deservedly a little bit more critical. So
that's I mean, it's a shame, because I don't even know what the hell Capcom has in store for new gen consoles beyond now that RE8 is out.
And this is what I told people many a time on our forums when they would say, buy Capcom, they should have bought Capcom. Capcom's, if you look at the past 10, 12 years of their output, especially the first 3.5 years of the Xbox One and PS4 generation, most of their output was remasters of previous generation games. So they have a very inconsistent. They have not proven to me in the 90s they were amazing, but they have not proven to me in the post 2000s that they can consistently put out great games more than just 2 years at a time. Because we get Resident Evil 7, then we get Monster Hunter World, and we got Devil May Cry 5, and then RE8. And we're going to see another couple of years of a drought probably, and this kind of showed it. I mean, if they had anything within the next year that they were going to really hit home, this would have been the show to do it. And
unfortunately, I mean, I do see. I mean, conspiracy theories be damned. I do see there being a chance that
money hat.
Well, I don't know about a money hat, but at least if anything, a marketing deal. Where they're withholding RE4 remaster for the state of play at the end of the summer or something.
Okay.
But you guys are weird. But I mean, hopefully we see something from them soon, because I couldn't agree more. Ever since the end of the Xbox and PS2 and GameCube generation, they've been hit or miss. Like Resident Evil 5 I thought was great. Resident Evil 6 was absolute trash.
Yes. I thought 5 was okay.
I liked it.
6 was absolute garbage.
Yeah. the only part of 5, the end fell apart for me when they started having the zombies with guns. Before that, I totally dug. I loved them dealing or diving into like the origins of the T virus and all that stuff. Like, but yeah, okay. You guys are you guys are getting a little antsy in the chat. So, yeah. Oh yeah. Tavish is right. The punching boulders was amazing. That right there.
No,
elevated.
he said it was great, except the punching boulders.
Oh no, Tavish. No, I read that wrong. Yeah, get out of here. You're wrong. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I think it's a good note to end this. Definitely a good note to end this. Daniel, thank you.
Of course, it's awesome being here.
If you enjoy this, hit the like button. If you pity us, hit the like button. Definitely subscribe, and yeah, check back tomorrow. Me and possibly someone else will suffer through the Namco Bandai
Can't
press
be worse than
conference.
this one.
This is true. It can only go up from here, folks.
Yeah.
It can only go up from here. But yeah, happy E3, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.
Cheers, guys.